Let's talk about the red hats and how they go back all the way to Mesopotamia, even before Phrygia, even though these are called the Phrygian cap. The same red hat that Islam uses. The same red hat that the Shriners use. This being a close-up of that Shriner hat. The same red hats that the popes use and that the Catholic higher-ups use. Like, they sure love the color red. Or what about the Grand Dragon, the leader of the KKK, and the hat they use? Same Grand Dragon right here with his red pointy hat. Or the Great Titan KKK outfit, all red with the red pointy hat. This all comes from the same origin. It's just rebranded over and over and over. In fact, it's the same red hat that Make America Great Again is, MAGA. And the company called Red Hat Research, with its director of software engineering being named Nimrod Becker. Like, that's something you cannot make up. Or also sometimes to Nimrod Shanor, who also worked at Red Hat. Two different people named Nimrod that work at Red Hat. Who's Nimrod? Nimrod is the great mighty hunter before the Lord, who decided to rebel against God and the Bible and build the Tower of Babel. Nimrod was a great mighty hunter before the Lord who rebelled against God. He built the Tower of Babel and he expanded his kingdom from southern Mesopotamia into Assyria, where he built cities like Nineveh, Kala, and Rezin. He was essentially establishing centers of Assyrian power. Interestingly enough, the Phrygian cap has roots connected to Assyria and broader ancient Near Eastern cultures, as the Assyrian art shows figures wearing similar soft-pointed hats that influenced the Phrygian style. So they influenced the Phrygian cap. It came from Assyria, where Nimrod happened to establish part of his kingdom. It became known to Greeks as a symbol of Asians or barbarians, later evolving into the Roman pileus of freedom, and eventually the French-American Revolutionary Liberty cap. You don't say. You see, just like corporations do, they rebrand things. So do these empires. They have gone since biblical times. It's a bunch of rebranding. Why do they do rebranding? To cause confusion. If you stop shopping at Walmart because they do something that's against your values or beliefs, and you go, you know what, I'm going to shop at Target instead. Or if you stop shopping at Home Depot because they go against your values, and you go, I'm going to start shopping at Ace Hardware instead. You don't realize you're still putting money into the same pockets, because the same people still have the same money invested in both companies. It's a win-win for them without you even knowing it. The same thing happens with these religions. The same thing happens with these civilizations, that they rebrand, they grow, they rebrand and expand to cause confusion, because Satan is the author of confusion. God is not the author of confusion. That is why I'm showing you hats from MAGA, from the KKK, from the Catholics, from the Islamic Empire, from Phrygia, from Assyria, because these are all the same people. In fact, they do all the same things, they just call it something different. As you can see, yes, there is strong historical consensus that the horned attire worn by Catholic bishops, known as the mitre or the mitre, was influenced by the Phrygian cap. The development of this liturgical headwear evolved over centuries, drawing from several ancient traditions, with the Phrygian cap providing a direct stylistic ancestor to the early papal head coverings. Now, why would people of God want to wear the same thing that their oppressors wear, who believe in false gods? That just doesn't really add up. The ancient conical Phrygian cap, sometimes called the Phrygium or the pileus, known in the Roman world as a symbol of freedom, was used in early Christian art to depict figures from the East, such as the Magi. By the 8th century, the Pope wore a non-liturgical white helmet-shaped cap called the camelocum or the camelysum, which was directly inspired by the Phrygian cap. An Assyrian royal hat, often depicted in reliefs, symbolizes divinity and kingship, featuring prominent horns like a bull's on a cap, sometimes in red felt or adorned with gold, representing divine status, though in modern interpretation often involves velvet and faux gems for costumes, connecting to the historical use of red and felt in elite Assyrian headwear. It represented divine power originating from the Mesopotamian depictions of gods, aka the fallen angels, like the horned crown for deities. Assyrians valued red. Red-dyed wool felt was likely used for royal caps and crowns, adding to the regal feel. Historically made of felt, perhaps wool, over a form with gold embellishments, modern versions use velvet and faux gems for luxury. Just like the red fez hats that have strong historical and cultural ties to Islam, particularly within the Ottoman Empire, symbolizing Islamic orthodoxy, Ottoman identity, and facilitating prayer by allowing the head to touch the ground, though their use has declined and varies by region, sometimes worn by Muslims and non-Muslims alike, and banned in places like Turkey for modernization. The fez became a key part of the Ottoman official and military attire, symbolizing modernization while also connecting to Islamic tradition adopted by both Muslims and non-Muslims in the empire. Even the Scottish Rite has a red crown with gold adorned on it. And this all goes back to the earliest origins with Nimrod, first of all, but also Tammuz, who is sometimes depicted as Nimrod's son, and Inanna, which is why Inanna, aka Ishtar, her other name, is just like Cybele and Addis. Inanna and Tammuz are like Cybele and Addis. It's all rebranding. Yes, the Mesopotamian goddess Ishtar was strongly represented by the lion, which symbolized her power as a warrior, her association with love and sexuality, and her fierce protective nature. Lions were prominently featured on her famed Ishtar Gate in Babylon, often depicted striding or standing with her. Just like Cybele, the Anatolian mother goddess is famously depicted with lions because they symbolize her power, majesty, and control over nature. She is often shown seated on the throne, flanked by lions, riding in a lion-drawn chariot, or with a lion on her lap, representing her role as the great mother and queen of the wild. The lion, seen as the strongest animal, reinforced her dominance, and her cult, prominent in Phrygia and Rome, used these powerful feline companions in art to signify her divine authority. Cybele, Addis, Ishtar, and Tammuz are figures from ancient Near Eastern and Anatolian mythology, representing a widespread theme of Great Mother Goddess, like Cybele and Ishtar, the Queen of Heaven, and her dying resurrecting consort, Addis and Tammuz, symbolizing seasonal fertility, death, and rebirth, with their myths often linked to cycles of vegetation, and then parallels drawn to later religious traditions of Christianity's Easter. That is because the Catholic Church purposely corrupted what was celebrated in the Bible, like Passover, and switched the word Passover for Easter to bring in the pagan origins. That's why they all wear these red caps that go from pagan origins. Cybele and Addis, the Phrygian Roman, and Ishtar and Tammuz, Mesopotamian, are parallels versions of this archetypal myth, focusing on a goddess mourning her lover's death and his return, bringing life back to the world. Yes, Tammuz, Dumuzi, was often associated with the sun, fertility, and vegetation. Originating as a Sumerian Babylonian deity representing the life cycles, especially abundance of spring and the decline in winter, making him a solar figure linked to the sun's seasonal powers and presence. Yes, Addis was eventually considered a solar deity, especially in the Roman Empire during the later periods, though he originated as a Phrygian god of vegetation and consort of Cybele, often depicted with sun rays on his Phrygian cap, symbolizing his connection to the sun cycle and rebirth. We have Ezekiel chapter 18 verse 14 right here through like 17, I believe. Then he brought me to the door of the gate of the Lord's house, which was toward the north, and behold, there sat a woman weeping for Tammuz. Then he said unto me, Hast thou seen this, O son of man? Turn thee yet again, and thou shalt see greater abominations than these. And he brought me into the inner court of the Lord's house, and behold, the door of the temple of the Lord, between the porch and the altar, were about 25 men, with their backs towards the temple of the Lord, and their face toward the east, and they worshipped the sun toward the east. Then he said unto me, Hast thou seen this, O son of man? Is this a light thing to the house of Judah, that they commit the abominations which they commit here? For they have filled the land with violence, and they have returned to provoke me to anger, and lo, they have put the branch of their nose. Therefore I will also deal in fury. Mine eye shall not spare, neither will I have pity. And though they cry in mine ears with a loud voice, yet I will not hear them. This is literally speaking on the same Tammuz, the same one that's worshipped in all these red hats that I've shown y'all.